Okay, we are going to, yes, I know you don't know what's going on. We're going to install our SnapPads today, and in order to do that, we have to bring the jacks up. And in order to do that, we have to put the slide outs in first. So we're moving everything, and Maggie was laying right up against the bedroom slide, and she doesn't understand why she's got to move, but I don't want her to get hit by the slide. Okay, we are going to install our SnapPads on our auto leveling jacks. In order to do that, we first had to put the slides in.
Instructions.
Yep. And then we have to put, raise the jacks up so he can do this. And we hope.
It's not unlike this. It feels like recycled rubber.
Yeah, it probably is.
But
we hope these are going to fit because we went to the manufacturer's site and we did all the measurements. We ordered these through eTrailer, and they're not sponsoring anything on this video, so
it's critical you install the correct SnapPad on the proper foot. Yeah, that's why I measured very carefully.
Maggie is on guard duty, and she heard that dog over there barking, and she came running. But she is on her leash. First thing we did was put the slide outs in. Got 2 slide outs, and then we'll pull the auto leveling jacks up. And now you can hear the dog that got Maggie all excited. I'm going to push the retract jacks, get the motor running. That's the first step. Okay, we retracted the jacks, and so he's now going to get under there and put them on. As you can see, we're kind of low to the ground, so this is going to be a little difficult for him to get them on there. Probably a lot easier when you're in a unit that's not so low to the ground. Okay, now he's following the instructions here and putting some lubricant. Dawn dishwashing detergent should work just fine.
Palmolive, actually.
Palmolive, excuse me.
It says don't use WD-40 or anything like that because that can compromise the rubber. So we're not.
So it says to do 1 SnapPad at a time, get a helper. SnapPad installation is easier with 2 people. So he's lubricated all of them.
Okay, we obviously can't do all 4 at one time, but there's little rings of dirt around where the pads were when they were down up till now. So I'm going to use those as guides for putting these under there. So I'm going to put it right on top of that little ring of dirt. And maybe that'll have all 4 of them in the right place so they all go down correctly at once.
I don't know if you can see it under there because
let me pull that out again. There's that little ring of dirt from where the foot was down before. So I'm going to try to put this right on top of it. We'll see. I mean, the worst that could happen is it doesn't go into the pad all the way, and then we just pull them back up again and move it again. I'll try that with all 4 of them.
Okay, the auto leveling is still leveling now. We've got 1 jack on.
Okay, so when we did the first one on the driver's side front, it wasn't exactly under where the foot is. It was off by about ½ an inch, but it didn't matter because the pad was flexible enough that the foot went into it without any problems. We're gonna do the same thing here on the passenger side front so you can see it. So there we go, we're gonna extend the jacks. right into place, just like it's supposed to. So what you have to do is, you have to take the jacks up and down 4 times, because you have to do each one of these separately. So we've done the first 2. Now we're going to retract the jacks again and go to the back and do the last 2. Yeah, don't be under there when those are coming down. Or when the RV is coming down, don't be under there. And now they're going up. And of course, the manufacturer guarantees that they will not fall off. They're snap pads, and they'll stay snapped when you're driving.
Okay, he's going to put the driver's side one down now.
Okay, this one's going to be a little trickier because there's no ring of dirt down there that I can see. So, I'm just going to kind of guess. So, you're going to go in and put them down, and as it comes down, I'm going to do any last minute adjustments that I have to make, last second adjustments for that thing to be in the right spot. Okay, the front 2 go first. Here it comes.
Dark under there because it's overcast outside.
Perfect.
And
it was off by a little less than an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch, but it went in just right. I didn't even have to stick my finger under there and get pinched and scream and you call an ambulance and all that. We didn't even have to do that. So now we have 3 of 4 of the pads on. All we have to do now is the 4th pad.
On the passenger side.
On the passenger side rear.
And I'm going to go check and see if the auto leveling sequence is done. Okay, we're doing the passenger side on the back now.
I've learned something else watching this. The front 2 jacks come down first pretty much together. Then this one starts, and then that one starts. So I now know the sequence in which they go. Not that that makes any difference, but I now know. And of course, the one we're doing now is right next to the exhaust, so I'm glad we saved this one for last.
And the place that we're going next, it'll really be fun to see how long it takes to get this level, or if we'll have to give it some help.
I'm going to push this one in place just like I did on the other one.
Instructions are pretty self-explanatory. And if you decide to use SnapPads, I encourage you to go look at some other RV videos, because there are a lot of YouTubers that are sponsored by either SnapPads or eTrailer, and you might be able to get a discount. We don't have a discount because we're not sponsored by them, and so I would encourage you to, if you're going to do that, to see if you can find even 10% off would be a good deal. Now that the auto level sequence is done, you can see how they go in there. And we're running the generator now because we've been stationary for a while, and we won't be leaving until October 1st. So, and actually, and Maggie's beside herself now. Actually, we will actually be taking the motorhome in on Friday. There's stuff falling out of the tree on my head, because we're going to have our tow equipment put on and to tow our flat tow our Ranger. They ordered the package. We're not going with Blue Ox. There was something else that Ford recommends and other Ranger owners recommended. And so that will be, we take the Ranger in on Tuesday. They'll put all of that on there. We bring the motorhome in on Friday. They'll connect the two and they'll give us an hour with the installer that will be to help us learn how to use the system. And then we bring the motorhome back, and we're here for a couple of days before we move to our next spot. And that's why this one is a little freaked out.